Every year in the NFL, it's a new team. As far as goals go, we have one. Putting a fucking ring on our finger.
Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer Podcast. This is Rob Phillips.
I'm Molly Bay.
Today is December 1st, 2019. We got a Christmas present early.
Win against the Jags.
That was a beatdown against the Jags.
A convincing win. Yeah, you thought they might have a chance starting in the third quarter. They put in Gardner Minshew, and he does have kind of an energy about him, but it wasn't enough. They had 2 scores. 11 points we held them to.
Yeah.
Well, 3... Okay, does it count if they get the 2-point conversion as a score?
I guess.
But you don't...
Yeah, I mean, you have to get the touchdown first.
Point. You don't count the extra point, though.
Right.
In any case, 11 points.
11 points, all garnered in the... When did they get their first field goal?
The third quarter.
Yeah, we were up 25-zip with 1:03 left in the second quarter. 25-zip. That's the biggest lead we had all year, I think.
Yeah, and they did hold us to 3 points in the second half.
Well, the old Bucs would have given up that lead.
Right. The offense didn't really need to score any more points. The defense just needed to hold them and keep them from scoring points.
This is the new Bucs. We win games we should win. We beat up on bad teams.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, they came into this game with the same record we did. But I heard they're on a 4-game lose streak.
Make that 5 now?
No, I think this includes today.
Fun game to watch. All kinds of good stuff in there. We got to see Vita lined up in the fullback position. A block for Peyton Barber for a touchdown. Had a lot of interceptions, fumbles, sacks, turnovers.
Devin White had a touchdown.
Devin White had a
He had a good game.
Was that a pick six? No. Was it a pick six? What was the touchdown? Was that on a fumble? He picked it up and ran it in.
Yeah. And then Sue also had a fumble recovery. It wasn't a touchdown, but he's got, 3 fumble recoveries on the season? 2 of them are for touchdowns.
At least that's what I recall.
Yeah, 3 fumble recoveries.
2 for touchdowns. Can't be mad about that.
No.
It was a really good football day for Buccaneer fans who, congratulations, you showed up to Jacksonville. It was nice to see more Tampa fans in the stands than Jacksonville fans. At least it looked like more. The Reds stood out more.
We had a good turnout.
But not only did we win today, Carolina lost to the Redskins.
Yeah, that puts us at second in the division.
Second in the division. I would say we're fighting New Orleans for the division title, but there's nothing we could do there.
Yeah, I don't think.
I'm pretty sure.
They got it locked.
I'm pretty sure we have to have Minnesota lose out, and we got to win out. If that happens, we're in the playoffs.
That's so crazy.
It's crazy, ain't it? But that depends on Minnesota losing out. I'm pretty sure they have to lose out if they win a game, then we're out. I think.
Who do they play against tonight? Seattle.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock. That should be a good one.
Yeah. So this one is important to us. That's what's fun, too, about this time of year is when you're in the playoff hunt, other games matter to you.
Yeah. And not just for fantasy football purposes.
Right, exactly. Jameis had a little more mistakes than I would have liked. He didn't have any touchdowns, but he also didn't throw any interceptions. So that's a big one right there. He was sacked 4 times, but there were a few times when he fumbled. He had the 1 fumble, 2 fumbles, 1 fumble, and we lost it. But there was one sack, I think, where he was kind of scrambling, and Rojo ran into him.
Yeah, I saw that. You pointed it out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple of the sacks I saw wasn't the offensive line. It was the running back and O.J. Howard missing blocks. So I had to look at that on tape, see how many of those sacks were on the offensive line.
O.J. Howard had a good game today. He had 61 yards on 5 receptions.
Isn't the Jacksonville the sack leaders in the league? Something like that?
No, they're 7th. They're tied for 7th with the Browns, actually.
But the old Buccaneers would have let this game slip away, even though we had a 25-0 lead. And I could tell, the narrators, the commentators actually said that you could feel the momentum shift in the stadium. And I was like, yeah, it's a bunch of Buccaneer fans there, and they're all thinking, oh, here we go again. We're going to lose.
Yeah, no kidding.
But no, I never felt threatened in this game at all.
I did a little bit. I felt like they were picking up momentum. There was a big reception by Chark. They drove it down the field, but they only came away with 3. And Gardner Minshew definitely has a different energy about him.
They benched Nick Foles. I think we broke Nick Foles. I think we broke Matt Ryan. And I know we broke Cam Newton.
And Julio Jones, he was out with a shoulder injury this week that he sustained against the Buccaneers.
Defense played well today. Interesting stat I saw last week, and I haven't researched it to see where we're at now, or even if it was true. But we have not allowed a 3rd and 7 or longer play this year. And we didn't in this game, from what I could tell, what I could remember. I was sitting there writing them down, but every time it was 3rd and 7 or longer, we stopped them. Penalty yards. Bucks had 8 for 44 yards. Jacksonville doubled that. They had 16, but they tripled it for yardage at 125.
That's so crazy.
That's a lot of yardage to give up. Y'all are not a good football team. Just going to throw that out there.
No.
I'm mad at you because I had DJ Chark in my fantasy football league.
That's the football gods punishing you.
I know. I should never play against the Buccaneers.
We beat them in time and possession. We had the ball 33 minutes. They had 26 minutes.
Beat them in turnovers, 4-1.
That was incredible. Did you see on that special teams play, they showed it on the broadcast, they had Ryan Smith triple team.
Yes, I've never...
They were beating the crap out of him on special teams.
He still got by him?
He is so good at special teams.
Yeah, I have never seen that before where they put 3 guys on one player to try and block him.
On special teams.
And that's the return that they had that was a good return because they were able to hold Ryan Smith up a bit.
We had some really good special teams plays, like when we were on our goal line, basically, the offense, later in the game, and they held us to 3 and out. And we had to punt the ball basically from our end zone. Bradley Pinion punted it, and it was a good punt. And then they got a block in the back penalty, I think, and it backed them up. So it was like they had to start on the 30-yard line, whereas before you would have expected that they had really good field position, especially when we're punting from our end zone.
It sucks seeing Jamal Dean leave the game with an injury. I hope he's okay.
I think the next play, they made a completion on Ryan Smith for a chunk of yardage. Yeah. It might have been 15 yards, but...
he played well. I can't remember.
Vita blocking on offense. I love that. I love seeing him on offense. And you brought this up that this week the media or what you noticed from the locker room interviews, just everyone loves him in the locker room. He's like a favorite. Yeah,
that's what I've heard is that he's like last week it was Joe Buck's fan on their podcast. They were talking about it in the locker room. Everybody just loves Vita. And last week, that's all anybody in the locker room wanted to talk about was Vita Vea's touchdown. They were just beaming from ear to ear.
That's so cool. And defenders have to be shitting themselves when they see him line up on the offense.
Yeah, he drove that one. I think it was a linebacker.
Yeah,
just drove him straight backwards.
I love the creativity, the trickery.
I can't believe we're second in the division. I mean, I can believe it. I called it at the beginning of the year, but I was hoping to be a little bit better than this. When Gardner Minshew came in, you could just tell their whole team changed quite a bit. He's such a more dynamic player, but he's also going to make a lot more mistakes. He had at least 2, maybe 3 intentional grounding calls that weren't called. One they did call, which I was happy about. But then there was a couple others that were just completely blatant. I'm like, man, I hate those intentional grounding calls. Sometimes they get called, sometimes they don't. We would have had 8 sacks. Yeah. Maybe 9 if he wouldn't have intentionally ground the ball. And Levante David called for that pass interference on 4th and goal.
That was incidental.
I mean, what could David do? He's following the guy. The guy stops and runs in the hill. Yeah. There's nothing he could do. That was a bullshit call.
And that sucks, too, because he was on that streak of no penalties since, 2017.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh, man. Well, the ref crew was Walt Anderson. They seemed like they did an okay job other than that.
Yeah, I didn't really notice any blatant issues.
The Eagles lost to Miami. That helps us, too.
That's good, too, because now we have the same record that they do, I think.
Yep.
5-7.
Yep. Yeah, we're tied in the division with the Eagles, or in the conference with the Eagles and the Panthers. All 3 of us are at 5-7. The Bears are at 6-6. The Cowboys are at 6-6. The Rams are at 6-5. They're playing now. And then from there, you jump up to 8-3 with the Vikings. Vikings are the ones where they have to lose out. They are the last of the wild card, right? Yeah, right now it's 49ers, Saints, Packers, Cowboys. Oh, wait, the Saints are in first, I think. Hold on. Anyhow, 49ers, Saints, Packers, Cowboys, then the Vikings and the Seahawks. Those are the ones in the playoffs we're at now. If the season were to end, we're at now.
3 weeks ago, we were joking about us talking about the playoffs.
Now it's a serious thing. Everybody's going to be talking about it.
Yeah.
We can do it.
I mean, it's a long shot, but we can do it.
Hey, we got a good team. It's a fun game to watch. That's what's important. Very entertaining. It wasn't for Jacksonville fans, I'm sure, but...
There were a few times when we could have given up the lead. Well, not give up the lead, but give them a chance.
Yeah, that was one of the most impressive things about this game to me is that we pretty much kept our foot on their throats the whole game. we didn't screw up and start vomiting points to him and stuff.
Yeah, Jameis only coughed the ball up once. No interceptions. It was just that fumble.
He did have one interception, but it was ruled incomplete after we challenged it.
Yeah, that one definitely hit the ground.
I think we challenged it.
Yeah, we challenged it.
Why would we challenge it? It's a turnover.
Maybe that was a different one.
Okay, that's what I thought. We will have the Bruce Arians press conference at the end of the podcast here if you want to stay and listen to that. I'm sure he's going to be in a good mood. I haven't heard it yet.
He'll be ready to get his drink on.
He's probably got a couple in him already. Good win against a bad team, but we dominated like we should. I thought our running game would be more dynamic, but we really didn't need to.
Did you know our 2 best receivers were not at the top of the board?
Perriman and Howard.
Yeah, it was Perriman and Howard today. And then Mike Evans both had 4 receptions each, 50 yards, 53 for Mike.
Evans and Godwin.
But look, Evans was targeted 11 times and he only caught 4.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Brashard Perriman caught 5 of 6.
For 87 yards.
You go, Brashard. Yeah, little old Scotty Miller was out today. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. Good win. Good football day. Be proud all week long.
We're stacking them up.
That's been 2 weeks in a row where we've ended the game in victory formation. Gotta love that. That's when you know you're a good team, when you end games in the victory formation.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Stay tuned. Listen to the Bruce Arians post-game press conference if you would like. Until next time.
Go Bucs.
Please, I thought defensive effort was outstanding. You know, they got a little momentum when they put Gardner in there, and we were able to have that great goal line stand and kind of just put it to bed. And offensively, we had a great start, and we moved the ball pretty good in the second half. We just didn't score any points. Once we got to the 4th and 5, hindsight, might have tried a long field goal there, but I didn't want to give them the ball that far back. And but overall, really pleased with the effort and finally getting 2 in a row.
How critical was that? You mentioned the goal line stand. I believe it was 7 plays inside the 10-yard line. You guys.
Yeah, that was one of the things you can take and build on for a long time. And for Sean to come up that interception and stop him a couple of times and force him to throw the football, that's something you really build on.
At that point in time, with the way Minshew was playing and kind of leading the back, did you have concerns? Oh gosh, this is going to turn into what we saw against the Giants.
Not at all. I didn't. They weren't going to score fast enough, first of all, and I knew our defense would turn it around.
Seems the defense really kind of set the tone for you today. But particularly Devin White. I mean, he has first career interceptions, good score. Is that what you imagine?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. The sacks last week. To be a dynamic player, and he's really come into his own. You can just see him blossoming every week, getting better and better, more confident. He's got to work on his running back skills because the dude drilled him right between the 4 and the 5. And he said he should be a running back, but no, he's everything we thought he'd be.
Bruce, you got 3 wins in the last 4 games. How much momentum do you guys have out the end of the season?
Well, it's what we're looking for. We want to finish this thing strong. We'll add them up at the end, see if it's enough, but we want to finish. Hopefully get 3 of them. We're at home, get 3 in a row. Can't get 6 in a row. We can only get 3 in a row now. And so I like where we're at. We're practicing and preparing extremely hard every week. We're coming into stadiums expecting to win now.
What kind of things were they doing in the second half to where it made it kind of a challenge?
He was throwing the ball pretty quick. He gets it out of his hand fast, and he's a scrambler. He made a play or 2, but it wasn't anything that concerned me.
What about on the other side of the ball for the offense?
We moved it. We ate up a lot of clock. We didn't score any points, but we were eating up a lot of clock.
First, for Perriman and Howard to have the big days they have, they've been looking for that all season.
Yeah, I mean, you guys keep asking about who's 3. There you go. I mean, Mike had, I thought, one of the best catches I ever seen taken away. And I can't say enough about Chris, what he does. But, it was great to see O.J. step up and Brashard. If we hit him in stride one of these times, he's going to take it to the house.
Seemed like Jameis hung in there. He made some big-time throws, but he also, took some hits.
Yeah, so he hit himself. I thought we blocked really well. And it was tough sledding in the running game. But we managed to get our 31 runs in there, and I'd like to be more efficient, but blocked really well on the touchdown run. But just get rid of it. The 4th and 5, just throw it out there to the back, see if I make a guy miss and get to yardage. Don't do all the whirly burden and take a sack.
Do you have any update on Jamel Dean and his shoulder?
Just that it's a bruise. We'll see how bad it is.
Which would have been out his cap. Is that what can help him?
Yeah, well, his other arm was a little bit strained, and I wasn't no way. He said he could play. I want him out there next week.
Ronald Jones started off the game like he does. Didn't see much of him after Peyton had his touchdown. Was early.
Yeah, I mean, Peyton had a hot hand. Yeah. He was making the plays, and he did a better job in the blitz pickup. Rojo missed a blitz pickup, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't get to play no more. Simple.
Bruce, can you speak to the fact that Jameis no turnovers today and just how important that was?
I think we did have a fumble, but no interceptions. Yeah, he played really, really well.
You said last week that your glass wasn't half full; it was all the way full. How are you feeling this week now?
I might have two.
Yeah, you got a celebratory drink waiting for you again?
Probably two of them.
Bruce, was it a matter of just defense growing up together? You see each week those young guys are getting it.
Yeah, especially the back end. Yeah. The communication now, they see it. Once you see it and you put the time in it and you get the fruits of your labor. I mean, now you're going to put more time in. Like Todd said, I get there at 4:30. These cats are showing by 5 now. And it's like, that's what you're looking for,
Do you plan on getting any more office furniture?
No, just go down to the DB room.